Union Bank, 2 years in a row, the fastest growing bank. Our tagline is transforming life. Digital first bank. We introduce some of the new things into the market. On the individual side, on the retail side, we have UbiGo. For the business side, we have BizDirect. There are a lot of synergies that we can have with CG Corp. So we build on the synergies. We have diversified our product range.
Banking sector has staged a strong recovery in the post-economic crisis era, with profitability increasing, not-for-performing ratios coming down, lowering of interest rates, and an increase in fee income and an expansion of balance sheets. Joining me in the studio to discuss the Sri Lankan banking sector plus his own bank's growth story is Asanka Ranhotty, the Chief Business Officer of Union Bank, the fastest growing bank in Sri Lanka. Welcome, Asanka.
Thank you.
Great partnerships help organizations reach unprecedented heights. And in 2023, one of Nepal's most prominent business groups, the CG Corp Global, led by Dr. Binod Chowdhury, invested in a significant way and became the major shareholder of Union Bank. They have been in Sri Lanka for 30 years, as we have discussed, investing in various other sectors. So they know the country very well. They also own Nabil Bank in Nepal, a very leading bank. They're majorly into fintech. So how has this partnership helped you, reach unprecedented heights in terms of your growth story?
As you mentioned, CG Corp is nothing new for them to be in Sri Lanka. They have been here for more than 30 years. And their investment in a financial services sector is the first. Mm-hmm. And it has been a great boost for us as a bank and as employees of the bank. So they have a lot of growth plans for the bank. And since 2023, our bank has grown a lot, mainly due to the support that we've got. We start from branding. Mm-hmm. We rebranded ourselves, and it's basically our tagline is transforming lives, as we have seen. Initially, what has happened is that with CG Corp coming in, we do a lot of restructuring internally, and we have focused on growth. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of synergies that we can have with the CG Corp because they own Nabil Bank, mm-hmm. the largest private sector bank there in Nepal. Mm-hmm. So we build on the synergies where first on, as I mentioned, on the branding, we may use CG Corp branding across Asia. So we rebranded ourselves to match that. And then we have diversified our product range, mm-hmm. to match with the offerings that they have set the targets for us. Mm-hmm. Initially, digital first bank. Right. That's what they have done with Nabil. Wow. So there are a lot of synergies on the products, mm-hmm. And the services that they have. We have tailor-made some of those products and services to suit our market. So a digital first bank. And then we have also made use of type of marketing that they do in Nepal. We have learned a lot. And another important thing is that we have developed the SME and entrepreneurship ecosystem, right, in the country. Actually, it has been modeled against what Nabil Bank has done in Nepal. Right. We call it the Union Bank of School of Social Entrepreneurship. Right. We tied up with Morato University. That's a new thing for us, and it has helped us a lot, not only in building our brand, but also going into the real SME sector, the startups, the real entrepreneurs. So we are coming into the second year. Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that we have started in keeping with our group goals.
In terms of technology, how has the technology transfer been? Because I think their fintech offerings is quite ahead of other South Asian offerings. How have that contributed to the growth of Union Bank?
What we've done is on the individual side, on the retail side, we have launched UbiGo. Mm-hmm. Then for the business side, we have BizDirect.
Yes, and we had a chat about that before.
Exactly. So it's a very comprehensive cash management solution. So those two are the product offerings that we have to the market. So it covers the entire segments, all segments of the country. And we also have developed a lot of analytical tools to go to market with information which is very helpful for us to go do target marketing. So those are some of the things that we have developed internally. And also we have made use of the kind of connections that we have with Nabil to pitch ourselves against Nabil's playbook and tailor-make some of the products.
Excellent. The bank has been a plucky player in terms of the size, but now I think you're looking a bit more higher up in terms of the horizon, looking to get to the top of the banking sector in this country. To do that, you have to grow your loan book because size is measured by your book, and that's what you need to work on. But it's even though the recovery is pretty good and it's gathering pace, the interest rate environment is a little bit still volatile, and also you need to make sure that you maintain your asset quality while you grow your loan book. So what are your strategies to sort of achieve this, and how has it been faring so far?
Yeah, Union Bank has been on 2 years in a row the fastest growing bank on the asset side. So be it with a small base, but percentage wise, we're the fastest growing. So we have done that by diversifying our product range on the asset side. We have introduced pawning, leasing, which has contributed tremendously for our growth during this year. Earlier, the concentration was more towards the corporate. So now we have diversified. So there are several different segments now. So on the retail side, we have introduced many new products as well, like the student loans. But pawning and leasing had been the mainstream revenue earners for us. So it's diversifying the asset side. But I must say that while growing the book, NPL ratio has come down drastically. So that shows that we have grown. It's a measured growth. It's very measured growth. So that's one area that's diversifying. Then we are very focused on our credit culture. Impairments are quite low.
That's good.
Despite the growth. So it's a very closely monitored type of growth that we have done. So that's the second thing. And then, of course, the digital transformation. That has helped us a lot. So digitization is a journey, as we all know, but we've done a lot. We introduced some of the new things into the market. So that's the third area that is helped us a lot. While doing all this, we're growing our market share, which is very, very competitive. So we've been doing that. That again, by going to the regions, doing workshops, and also getting new market share in the regions.
Excellent.
So those are the areas that we've been concentrating
because
on.
Union Bank used to be a very urban bank. Now I think it's becoming a countrywide network.
Yes.
So one aspect of growing the business is obviously growing the loan book, but the other aspect in terms of investors, what they are interested is profitability. And to increase profitability, you obviously have to work on making sure that your deposit base comes to you at the lowest possible cost. So I think it's very critical that you drive low cost customer deposits.
Yes.
CASA is known in your industry. So what has been your strategy at Union Bank? Has it been successful? And what have you learned from the process that you're going to add in the future?
Yeah. So CASA is the lifeline of a bank. So, as I told earlier, we've grown, and to grow our book, we need to have the capital and the capital buffers and the funding. So, CASA is one major area that we're looking at, and the traditional way of growing CASA won't help us. So, what we have done is we have strategize on developing our CASA through the digital channels. So our digital channel is both for businesses as well as for individuals. We mainly use the app UBGo to open accounts.
Right.
So opening an account as early as possible is the key. So we have introduced VKYC, video KYC, to open account as quickly as possible while maintaining the regulatory requirements.
Of course.
So we do that. And then on the business side, we use BizDirect. So we target operating accounts of businesses and the salary accounts of individuals.
Right.
So that CASA becomes sticky. Using digital channels has become the major way of developing CASA in the bank.
70% or more of businesses in this country and possibly the world, SMEs. They are the backbone of our country's economy. Not very well, looked at by the banking sector because there is a risk when you lend to SMEs, lack of collateral, lack of trading history, so many different issues to deal with. But we have to address them, and we have to sort of cater to them if we are to grow the economy and sort of reduce the disparity in the economic sector. So how has Union Bank addressed this issue? How are you going your small and medium enterprise loan book plus getting them as customers while also keeping a very close eye on the NPL ratio?
Yeah, as you mentioned, SMEs are so important to bank. Into the of a country. I mean, in our country, 75% of the business are SMEs.
Of course.
53% of the GDP is covered by SMEs, and 45% of the employees are engaged in the SME sector. So it's very important sector for us. And even in our portfolio, it's a substantial amount that is coming under the SME. So we've grown our SME book very carefully. Because last year, 2025, we had the highest growth in SME. But our NPL ratio has come down for the sector. So that shows how carefully we've been growing. So we have 6 regions, and we have regional credit managers in each of these regions. And credit is centralized, but it's all driven by TATs. Turnaround times are very strict on credit proposals. So is the monitoring. Approval monitoring is very closely done. So we've grown the book very carefully. So for SME, what we have done is we moved from collateral first to cash flow first.
Excellent.
Right? From collateral-based lending to cash flow. So in SME sector, we have mainly two types of businesses. Cash flow heavy businesses and asset heavy business. Cash flow heavy is like services, retail and wholesale business, logistics, FMCG distribution, that kind of thing. The asset heavy business are like the manufacturing, plantations, and that type of business. So we have to manage both. Construction, that's all asset heavy. So we are interested into all segments of the SME. We have some of the higher end SMEs as well as the smaller real SMEs. And we've segmented the portfolios accordingly. We, as I mentioned, credit is centralized, but the relationship remains with the branches. So collateral-based lending to cash flow-based lending, and pricing is strictly risk-based, based on the risk that we take. It's like corporate, but we have a dedicated team to do credit, retail, SME credit. So they are specialists in this. So SME has been a very successful story for us over the years. And last year has been the best year for SME.
Congratulations, because this is something I think one of the criticisms of the banking sector has been their inadequately addressing the SME sector. And I'm hearing very good story from Union Bank, and I hope that inspires other banks to do as well.
We are also part of the ADB funding lines.
Right.
So we've been doing that for several years now.
Excellent.
So that benefit also is with us.
Excellent. Now, something that is very close to you, in particular, which is the whole digital conversion of the bank, and you've spoken about this before here as well. You talked about the fact that you're expanding out of Colombo, but all know that customers outside Colombo may not necessarily be that tech savvy or have financial literacy or so on. So they may not necessarily adopt UbiGo very fast, for example. So how will you incentivize them to sort of adopt this? Because it's very clear that the platform is allowing you to have low cost deposits. It's convenient for the customer. Gen Z wants this. So it's all win-win if more people adopt UbiGo. So how are you incentivizing people out of Colombo to do this? And how has the transition been so far?
This journey is, as you correctly mentioned, it in the regions is different to what's happening in the towns. So we segregate the individuals according to their needs. So as an example, for this digital journey in the branches, how we segregate is that we have the pensioners and the salary earners.
Of course.
And then we have a segment remittance receivers, So, for instance, the pensioners are dependent heavily on the branches, right? However much we want to push digital technology to them, they prefer to come to a branch, speak to people in a branch. So the barrier there is trust. They don't trust. So it's a trust issue on digital devices.
Right.
Then we have the salary earners, professionals. For them, requirement is habit. So we have to look at the changing of habits for them. And then we have the business SMEs and micro business owners. For them, it's ease of doing business. So that's all they want. Time is of essence for them. So we have to give a solution to them, which is suitable for that requirement. Then, of course, we have in the rural areas, the remittance earners. For them, those accounts are cash in, cash out.
Right.
They wouldn't do anything. So we have to give something to them also to make the account sticky. So we've segmented, and then we have developed different offerings to these segments on the UbiGo app. Actually, it's when it comes to digitization, it's not marketing, it's just doing the conversion and assisting them to get into download the app. But the most important thing is doing the first transaction in the bank itself. You have to make sure that you do a first transaction. Just do a transaction, just do a transfer and show them how it's done. So we have appointed digital champions, we call them digital champions, in each and every branch.
Excellent.
So it's heavily assisted because you need to assist them.
Right.
Of the youth, they know how to download, but most of the people who come to a branch, it's different. Right. So we assist them. So these digital champions play a vital role in our efforts to convert the people to using of UbiGo. On the businesses, we need to go to their premises. So BizDirect is marketed through that. Right. So we go to the business premises and then show them how it's working. So that's the way we tackle the businesses. So it's tough. The adaptability is not as fast as you find in Colombo. So it's not a tech problem we have.
Right.
It's either trust or habit in the outstations. So we have to tackle that, and we've been quite successful in that.
And I think you've understood the problem better than most people. I think that's where I think the success for Union Bank lies. The next area that I'd really like to discuss with you is in terms of human resources, to do all this that you've been talking about. Your people are your greatest resource. How have you all been, working with the teams to sort of equip them with the skills needed? Succession planning, mentoring, the whole work in relation to growing your human resources to sort of tackle these challenges. It's not easy. Banking sector is very competitive, so people can be poached tomorrow. How have you been doing it, and how has the journey been so far?
Since 2022, I think these are common to all banks. We had a lot of issues in first thing, retaining people.
Of course.
Right? We've seen a lot of people leaving the country. And then because people left, there are so many vacancies coming up in the banking sector. So then starts the poaching. So that happens. business has to go on.
Yes.
So that's a common thing to banks. Of course, different banks have different approaches.
Of course.
So what we have seen is that we also have lost people, or good people who left the country.
Yes.
So we trying to take people, while trying to take people from outside, we started developing inside. We knew
Excellent.
that this is not going to work. It's an opportunity also.
Of course.
It's an opportunity for some of the people who've been here. So we have developed many programs to develop staff internally.
Right.
That a lot of effort has gone in there. So we've broken it into like to credit, operations, all the areas. And then we have a very good LMS system.
Right.
And we also have a certification system.
Right.
So that's the training part. Then of course, train people then leave. That's the next challenge. So there are schemes to retain them. There are promotional avenues opening up for people who have been trained. So there's something they also can look up to. So those are some of the strategies that we've been adapting to, first to retain the staff, and of course to develop the staff. It has been very challenging. I know it's a common thing for the whole industry.
Of course. And the country itself. I think.
Yes.
Excellent. But I think there is progress because you seem to grasp problems better than some of the other banks I've noticed. So that's great. The banking sector in Sri Lanka is quite competitive. It has quite a large number of players for a very small population, 20 plus. What is Union Bank's unique selling proposition that you hope will attract the bigger corporates to you from your other competitors as well?
Since we are a smaller player, we are big enough to matter, but small enough to be caring. So that's one thing that we can use, and we have been using. So relationships are the key. And due to our size and also in expertise that we have developed, we have dedicated leadership managers for not only for businesses, for individuals as well.
Mm-hmm.
So on the asset side, we have the corporate relationships and SME relationships, even at regional. And on the individual side, we have taken the high net worth individuals. It's a very important sector in our bank. So we have the elite banking sector. That proposition is very important. They are again relationship based. So and then of course for other retail customers, the branch manager and the staff there. So now the key is relationship. So that matters a lot.
Of course.
Yeah. So we managed to attract new accounts and retain our accounts using the relationships. Next one is the digital capabilities of the bank. That's the differentiation that we have adopted, and we very, very keen to develop more. The aim is to someday have a fully digital bank. Excellent. And that's what we are aiming. CG Corp has done it with Nabil.
Of course.
It
can be done.
Yeah. So that's what we want to be. That's what we are trying to aim. So digital journey is very important for us. And then time that we take to offer, say, a loan or any other thing. So we have the ability, because we are agile, because we are small, we are agile. So we can make a difference there when it comes to time. So relationship management, digital capabilities, and the service. So those three are the keys that we can make ourselves different from the competition.
Final question. What does the future hold for A, Union Bank, and B, for Sri Lanka?
I'll start with the bank. This year is going to be another key year for us. And our results, financials, ultimately it's the result that matter. This year we are going to achieve a milestone profit after tax. So we are all geared up for that. Everyone is aware of that magical number. Right. So we are working towards that. So we just concluded our branch managers conference last weekend.
Nice.
And everyone is in line with what is expected. So we are all working towards that. So the platform is there. So it's a matter of growing. So everything depends on the market.
Of
We
course.
know that. But we're very positive that markets will not change adversely. So that's the plan for the bank. For the country, this is a very important year. This year, we will not be starting to pay our debt, but we have to get prepared for that.
Of course.
And there'll be challenges both on the FX side as well as the interest rate side. But I feel that on the FX side, we'll be safe. Hopefully, the oil prices will continue to go down,
Yes.
which will help us a lot
Yes.
and help us our reserves as well. And on the interest rates also, we hope that it will remain stable. So that's the expectation. And I feel that this year we will hopefully there will be no natural disasters. If there won't be any disruptions, the economic indicators are quite positive for this year. So we are waiting to be a part of that journey, growth, more 5% plus growth of a year for this year.
Excellent. On that positive note, Asanka Ranhotty, Chief Business Officer of Union Bank, thank you for sharing the Union Bank growth story, and I wish you all the very best for the year ahead.
Thank you very much. It has been a pleasure. Thank you.